Happy Easter, everyone. Yesterday was Easter Sunday, obviously. And, I know it's Monday, but I like to talk about the Easter story. It was early Easter morning when the women went to the tomb. And instead of finding Jesus there, they encountered angels. And they say, "We know that you're looking for Jesus of Nazareth who was crucified, but he's not here. He's risen. Why do you look for the living among the dead?" In other words, the angels are saying you're in the wrong place. You're looking for the wrong thing in the wrong place. You're not looking for the right thing. You've come to a tomb because you're looking for someone you believe is dead, but he's not here because he's alive. Now, I'm going to do something here that I feel a little funny about. I'm going to double down on something that people have told me is one of the stupidest analogies I've ever made in my career. But I think it's a great analogy, and I used it once on an Easter Sunday, and many people told me they thought it was really dumb. And I'm sorry about that, but I think it makes a lot of sense. And the analogy is this, that what you look for will determine where you look. And I illustrate this with a simple analogy that if I'm on a farm, if I'm in a place where they raise animals, then if someone tells me, go get a chicken, as a city boy, I'm going to go to the freezer or the refrigerator. I'm going to go to the wrong place. There'll be thousands of chickens running around outside, but I will never find them because I'm looking for a dead chicken, and the live chickens are out there. See, Jesus had given them, I know that sounds silly, and I'm not comparing, that's what I get all the time, is, how could you compare Jesus to frozen chicken? And it's silly. But the idea is that Jesus had given them enough information to know that they should be looking for someone alive. They should be looking for someone risen. But they didn't seem to get it. So they went to a tomb. They went to the refrigerator instead of looking outside where the chickens were alive. Understanding the message of Easter means understanding the Lord of Easter, what he has to say about who he is, and looking for him in the proper way. I want to read John 20, 1 through 13. I'm not going to read all the way through 1 through 13. I'm just going to read a few of these verses. Then the disciples went back to their homes, but Mary stood outside the tomb crying. As she wept, she bent over to look into the tomb, saw two angels in white seated where Jesus' body had been, one at the head and the other at the foot. And they asked her, "Woman, why are you crying?" She said, "They've taken away my Lord, and I don't know where they have put him." See, if I'm looking for that chicken in a place where we all expect to find something that is not alive, in a grocery store, in my home, then I will never find the living chicken that is outside. Mary thought she was looking for a dead Lord, so she stays in the cemetery. She stays there crying, looking where he should be. When she looks in the tomb, she sees two angels, and they say, "Why are you crying?" She says, "I'm looking for Jesus' body." Her purpose was to properly honor a dead Jesus. It was a great shame for a corpse to be mistreated in that way and not to be cared for. So she pleads with them to end her agony and let her do what she came to do for Jesus, who she thought was not alive. She's looking for a corpse, so she never leaves the cemetery. No one would take a corpse anywhere else. If it's been moved, it's nearby. But everything she encounters tells her that Jesus is alive. And until she believes that and understands it, she will not be able to leave the tomb. The story continues in John 20. It says that she turned around and saw Jesus standing there, but did not realize that it was Jesus. "Woman," he said, "why are you crying? What is it you're looking for?" Thinking he was the gardener, she said, "Sir, if you've carried him away, tell me where you have put him and I will get him." See, she didn't even recognize Jesus. She was blind to Jesus because she wasn't looking for him in the right place. Jesus seems to walk up behind her without saying anything, and she doesn't recognize him, perhaps because of her tears or because she wasn't looking for a living person. He's right there, but she continues her fruitless search. If you've taken him away, tell me where he is. I'll get him back. I'll bring him back. I want to honor his dead body. In the presence of the risen Christ, she cannot even see the truth because her eyes are looking in the wrong direction. She's operating in the dark even though the light of the world is standing right in front of her. And her desire seems to be to find a lifeless Lord rather than serve a risen King. And then Jesus spoke her name. He spoke her name and her eyes opened up. And she realized who he was. And she understood. And at that point she left the tomb. That's when she went and she became the first evangel of the gospel. She became the first person to run and shout and tell the disciples, Jesus is alive. He has risen from the dead. In John 20:16 says, Jesus said to her, Mary, her name. He turned towards her and cried in Aramaic, Rabboni, which means teacher. We need to look for Jesus where he is. We need to hear the living Lord call our name, each one of us, and respond by saying, Teacher, I'm here. And then run from the tomb. Don't stay at the cemetery. Run from the tomb and serve the living Lord and proclaim his resurrection and his gospel to the world. God bless you all. Happy Easter. I'm sorry if you didn't like the story about the chicken. That will probably be the last time I ever use that illustration. But God bless you all and have a great day.